Hi, in part one, I showed how Whyzzle works. A child asks a question, gets an age-appropriated explanation, a custom visual, voice narration, a video, and the knowledge graph, everything. I've now introduced a reasoning engine to get insights of the application's internal behavior. So it creates a structured process rather than firing off a confident sounding hallucination. So here, let's start with a question. So why do leaves change color in autumn? So the moment the request fires, the panel switches to a live view of the 9 pipeline stages. So, so at stage one, it understands the query. Whyzzle captures the exact question text. Stage two, classifying this reasoning. Uh, this is done entirely with keyword matching, no LLM call, no latency. It classifies the given question. So you see here, it says it's a type as a causal because we have asked a why kind of a question. Then it creates an execution plan which says it needs 9 steps to accomplish this task and what are all the tools involved here. And these are the tools it sequences out. Um, so these are the 9 stages here that you see. And there's also a self check where it again, whatever before giving throwing out the response, it internally verifies and provides a confidence score. So there are like 7 checks it runs through, and based on which the confidence score is marked. So if you see here, this it says 100% because the 7 verify steps that it used internally for verification, these 7 have all passed through fine. So what these verifications are about, like, so length is the explanation if it is more than a few words, and how relevant is this answer to the given question, hallucination risk, and uh, also, yeah, bringing out some tags so that it is used for subsequent conversation as well. And did this really find the answers from the web, or is it imagining by itself, right? So that's these are the 7 verification steps. Um, Further to is to go deeper into this whole reasoning process. There's a chain of thought tab. So this gives a whole lot of details. Let me go one by one. So this gives the characteristics of the search, the prompt components, then the framework injected into the prompt. So we are bringing out a structure to our prompt uh, after the web search. So if you see here, there are like 8 steps, and these aren't just labels. Every single one of them is a literal instruction inside the prompt that was sent to the LLM. So the model was told to follow these steps explicitly before writing a single word of the answer. This is what explicit reasoning means in practice, and not hoping that the model reasons well, but by instructing it to do. So the prompt criteria sets here, there are 8 of them, and these 8 steps are injected into the prompt. So making sure the output is a structured JSON, sequencing out the tool calls, clearly providing the user context to the prompt by supplying all the details like the age, etc., and also asking it to carry out those internal self checks. Uh, Additionally, we have a 4-tier fallback mechanism wherein we initially start off with Groq, failing which goes to Gemini, failing which goes to a local Ollama server, and finally to a Claude API. And if all of these fail, it has to give a graceful error response. Uh, so let me show you what exactly the the response that we saw over here in the background of my screen here. That is what the LLM output is provided here. Uh, so the raw prompt that was sent, this is the most critical thing, and I'm sure that is interesting. Like whatever the 8 prompt criteria set I told, all of it is keyed in while sending the prompt. This is the exact prompt that is sent to the LLM. And all those characteristics involved are fed in, and then the user context, etc., and finally the LLM response. So the point is that when you're building an AI tool for kids or anyone, you should be able to answer the question, how do I know it is reasoning well? So that's the whole purpose of introducing this reasoning engine. Uh, so, yep, before this, Whyzzle gave a good answers, but now we can surely trust it with this confidence score and the transparency it provides. Yeah, that's the part 2 of Whyzzle. Feel free to check out my code in the description. Thank you.